Now, let's talk shop. Location used to be make or break for businesses. But hold up, with remote work in the mix, has the game really changed or are we playing the same old tune?
Location, location, location. It might seem tired, but does location actually matter when setting up a business these days? We ask the experts.
1. Location of a business really varies depending on what you do. If you are a retail store, you're doing food, location's very important. If you're running another type of business like what we are, the question always comes up, remote or in person. And honestly, I truly love being around people and building like that, because what I learned having started this during the pandemic was that I could find the absolute best talent in the world and bring them on.
2. Do you think the iPhone could have been built over Zoom? No, probably not. Could SpaceX or Tesla have been created over Zoom? No. And so if you're trying to build some huge, grandiose vision, something that's going to require a lot of technical talent and a lot of invention, where a lot of collaborative different skills have to come together, I think everybody needs to be in one room. But if you're working on a new SaaS solution or a new marketplace like mine, these things aren't easy by any means, but I think they can be delegated remotely and built remotely like our businesses.
3.
I think, as far as like setting up your business and choosing your location, I think a lot of it comes to personality. Are you wanting to work in the city or are you wanting to work in a small town? Because you want to enjoy where you're at. I don't do good in big cities because they're overwhelming to me. I'm a small town girl that likes a smaller atmosphere, and I like knowing who my neighbors are, both the businesses that are next to my business and then also the people who live next to me. And so being smart about where you're setting up shop and setting up your office is really a big deal. I looked for 7 years to find the right office, and thank you, COVID. Nobody was renting spaces, and I finally found the perfect location with the perfect vibe. And it is part of the reason why my business has scaled as well as it has, is because I have the space to fill, but I'm also in a great location and people are finding us in a different way and format. And I've also been very smart about bringing in community partners that help enhance my business. So even though we're an insurance office, I have a winery that's in here Friday, Saturday, Sunday pouring wine, and it has now a second tasting room. They're bringing new people into my space. I partnered with a local artist. She does classes here. She brings people into my space. So the more people who know me, even if it's second or third hand, the more potential clients that I have coming in, because it's been done like with an easy drop versus an in your face, hey, I do insurance, you want to come work with me? Most people will tell you no, they're good. So it's a great way of creating a relationship without creating a relationship.
4.
I've seen advantages of startups in large markets, even if that isn't their market, like Silicon Valley or Chicago or New York or Miami. These large pools of business talent make things easier. The networking and connections are bigger. So it still has value, but I think less today than it did in 2019.
5.
So naturally, if you're in some business that highly rely on geographic ecosystem, then it makes sense for you to be in the middle of that. But oftentimes, if your product or services that you're building or the business you're building isn't that sensitive to geographic location, then I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs, they build businesses from, for example, low cost of living area, so that their overhead is low, their cost is low, and then they're able to make more profit. That's actually, happened to us. So when we were in San Francisco, and that was before COVID, one small 2-person office in San Francisco costs us $2,400 a month. And that was crazy expensive. But then later we moved to a low cost of living area. Okay, I would say lower cost of living area in Southern California, and I was able to find an office that is twice as big and cost less than a quarter. Yeah, I was pretty happy.